It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Well, hello? It took us forever to FaceTime. You was busy? Oh, yeah. That's right. You right. I did say I was gonna call you back. I did. My bad. Y'all want me to put y'all on about this new story? Let's get to it then, man. Story time. How I went to JAIL because of my ex-best friend. Now, before we make any more parts, y'all gotta tell me if I can say that word up here. It's gonna be a lot of words y'all gonna be seeing me spell out, and just let me know if I can say it. You feel what I'm saying? Look, my hair done fell. Alright, so let me give y'all a little background check right quick. We gonna call my ex-best friend Ace. So, I just had arrived at this elementary school in our neighborhood. I'm originally from this neighborhood. I was born and raised in this neighborhood, right? But my mom's had moved to another city right over, while I was going to pre-elementary, whatever you want to call it. And then while I arrived at elementary, like 5th, 6th grade, I had transitioned. We had moved back to the neighborhood, right? We had moved back to my neighborhood, and then I had transitioned to their local school. So this is how I met Ace, y'all, right? Because we said we're going to call my ex-best friend Ace. So one day, right? I'm fast forwarding a little bit. I'm not going to get too deep into it. So one day, I'm in the cafeteria. Now, mind you, I'm like 2-3 weeks in at this school. So I'm familiar with Ace and them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know what they be doing around the school. So I ain't gonna lie. Ace was like one of the B-U-L-L-Y type of guys. You get what I'm saying? Like, but me, I was quiet. I stayed to myself. Everybody knew I was the new kid. And nobody really like bothered me. People, greeted themselves. But we in elementary school. So it's like, you either gonna, you know what I'm saying? You know how that go. So one day we in the cafeteria. I don't know. Usually Ace bothered everybody else. This time he decided to start. He wanted to bother me. So he walks up to me. I look at him. So I'm like, "What's up?" We young, bro. It's elementary school. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He grabs my arm and try to do what he do. I'm not gonna get too into detail because I don't know if I could do that on TikTok. But basically, he was trying to B-U-L-L-Y me. Cool. I reversed it, I get up out of it, and I give him a little push. I don't even know if I can say that, but yeah, I give him a little, get what I'm saying? All the kids in the cafeteria, they're like, oh, they going wild or whatever the case may be. So from that day forward, he knew not to fuck with me. He knew I wasn't gonna take no shit. So let's fast forward it. So me and Ace became good friends. Like, as we got older into our teenage years, we did a lot of stuff together. We was the type to try to cop the new J's that came out, the new Jordans. We was the type to, go to the local house parties, do everything together, try to talk to the same girls in the same group, hang out at the park together. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how the childhood stuff go. Ride the bikes together, do all that together, So from that point, we was real tight out of everybody in the neighborhood just from that day. So let me slow down slightly a little bit. We teenagers now. Man, we from poverty. So y'all already know, what goes on and stuff. What we see, what we come out the house and see and what could possibly influence us. So, me and Ace had got influenced by the local dudes on the corner. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So we was like, nah, we gonna go do that ourselves. Like, they making money. At least that's what we thought. You know what I'm saying? We like, nah, they making money. So, we started on our own so young. You get what I'm saying? 2 summers in, we doing our thing. We just used to it. We 2 summers in, we on our 2nd summer. Now we swear we grown. Parents asking us where we got this money from. But let me tell you a little bit about my character. I wasn't really into that, really into that, because I had so much different options that I wanted to do myself, between school, basketball, and just everything else. Ace, he was full blown into it. So my grinding wasn't like his grinding. I was just doing it just to provide for myself And I knew my mom ain't had to really help me out like that anymore. You get what I'm saying? Even though mom used to give me whatever I was asking for, you know, she'll do what she got to do to go out there and get it. But I didn't like that because, you know, we lived in a single parent household. So that's why I really wasn't to that. But I was just doing that to get what I needed to get. I wasn't being greedy about it, but you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ace had hit a milestone in the neighborhood. He had brought himself like his second car. So, you know, we celebrate on him. We like, yeah, we get money. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go, like the little teenage mentality when you into, well, some of y'all might not know, but, you know, I'm just giving y'all, you know what I'm saying? So things was turned up from there. We was driving to school in it. You know what I'm saying? We was coming out of school, picking up the girls, we was hanging out with them. We was driving to the house parties with it. Like, we really thought we was the shit. Ace, that was my boy. That was my mans. When we had trouble, I always had his back. You get what I'm saying? Like, when we got into altercations and other situations, even though they were small, like, we'll go to the mall, get into it with some other little kids or whatever the case may be. We wasn't really into that because, like I said, we was grinding, we was hustling, and we stayed to ourselves. You know, it was just all about getting money, being the flyers, and trying to get the women, right? So it's this one day, right? Ace like, yo, come with me to the corner. I got a lot of stuff that I need to get off. So I'm like, cool, you know me, I really wasn't into it. I was doing my own thing. I wasn't dedicated to that. So, fast forward, we last out there all day, all night. To the next morning, we done broke night. So Ace run out. He like, yo, I gotta go get some more. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, bring me to my house. So Ace bring me to my house. I get home. You know, I spend a little time with the family, but I never get to go to sleep. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, when you a teenager, your energy could run wild like that. You get what I'm saying? So I was breaking night, went home early in the morning. I never went to go to sleep. So Ace had contacted me like in the middle of the day. He like, yo, what's going on? You trying to hang out? So I'm like, yeah, I'm at my house. So he come get me. We do what the homies do when the homies hang out. You get what I'm saying? So Ace like, I still got some stuff to do. Let me go near my house and let me go, you know, work it up. So I'm like, bro, if anything, we could just go to my basement or something, or we could just go to your attic. Like, we don't gotta be outside, you know, like doing this stuff up. As in like getting it ready for us to stand on the corner. So Ace like, he like, nah, you know, I gotta do it right now, and then I'm gonna have, you know, people pull up and grab some of it while I'm still doing it. He like, this time I got a lot from the plug. Like, he's like, and the plug hit me up. Cause he see I'm trying to make a difference in my money. I'm trying to really make some money this time. So around that time, we didn't really have these smart iPhones. We had like little flip phones and stuff and the regular standard phones. And around that time, T-Mobile to T-Mobile calls was free. Text messaging T-Mobile to T-Mobile was free. So I had me a little T-Mobile, right, y'all? So I'm texting one of my little girls in a cheerleading squad. You know, we having a good conversation and stuff. So she asked me what I'm doing. So I'm telling her about my day. I'm telling her what I'm doing. I didn't tell her what me and Ace was doing, but I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm out hanging with my boy. I'm out hanging with my boy Ace. You know what I'm saying? So I'm texting. I'm like, man, I'm tired. So she like, well, after you finish hanging out with your friends, I'll sneak you in the crib. That's the last text I had seen. Because I had ended up dozing off, but right before I was dozing off, I look over to Ace. I see him getting all the stuff. You know, he working. He on his job. I see him getting all this stuff together. You know, he got his little plate and all that. He doing what he gotta do. You know, he getting this stuff together so we could go back on the corner. I fall asleep. And when I'm telling you, I had a good ass sleep. It lasted for about like an hour or two, I should say. I was dreaming. You know what I'm saying? But while my eyes closed, I see a bright ass light. So I open my eyes. So I'm like, I'm looking. So the blurry light, they put the flashlight down. They're like, sir, I'm gonna need you to get out the car. So I'm like, oh, it's the police. So story time, how I went to jail because of my ex-best friend. You better not pick up for nobody else on this FaceTime call while I'm trying to tell you the story, friend. Because I'm not starting all over. So let's get to it. So I wake up. It's a lot of light in my face. So I noticed by the time the light dimmed down, it's the police, right? So I'm like, what the fuck going on? So they like, sir, step out the car. So in the midst of that, I look to my left. So the driver door open, Ace outside the car. I could see him a little bit. He just standing there talking to the police, but he's shaking his head. So I look to the right. You feel me? I'm hearing the echo repeat themselves, but the cops, they was type nice. The police, they was nice. They was like, man, sir, can you please step out the car? You know, they was like, take off your seatbelt. But they still had the light. Like, they had it in my face at first. They lowered it. So when they had it lowered, they're like, can you please take your seatbelt off and then step out of the car? So when I look down, I'm like, fuck. I'm looking down. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You feel me? I'm not really saying it out loud, but like that gotta be my facial expression. That's what's going on in my mind. I'm like, what the fuck? Man, all this shit Ace was doing up over there on his side of the seat was on the floor on my side. Then some of it was on the side of my seat. I'm like the stuff that was bagged up was like on the side of my seat, like on both parts. So I get out the car, I'm like, man, Ace done put everything that he was doing on his side, all his stuff, all his work, he done threw it on me. So the police instantly put the cuffs on me. They like, put your hands behind your back. They're like, sir, what's that right there? They pointing at the seat. I'm like, I don't know, what is it? Like, I'm just playing it dumb, but I'm in my head like, y'all niggas know what it is. Y'all see what it is. Like, so I look over the roof at Ace. I'm like, he looking at me. He like, fuck you got that face up for, y'all, bro. I wanted to curse his ass out so bad, but I felt like if I'd have cursed him out, they would have noticed, like, all right, this might, you get what I'm saying? They would have caught on to it. But I was trying to be real P about it, but I was mad as fuck. So I'm talking to him over the car. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm talking to Ace. Ace like, I don't know, they saying that we wasn't supposed to be over here. Somebody called in suspicious activity, us being parked over here. So I'm like, man, we from this neighborhood, but I'm like, yo, I'm looking at him like, yo, what's going on? His only words back to me is like, damn, bro. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo. Cop talking to me, I'm like, man. So boom, cops got the cuffs on me. They're like, man, walk to the car, give me your information. We do all that, you feel me? Fast forward. I get down to the police station. They running my name, they doing everything they gotta do. They noticed that I'm a juvenile at the time, you get what I'm saying? So they like, yeah, you're gonna have to go down to juvenile detention center. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I know what's going on, but I want them to really tell me what's going on. So they like, yo, so like, sorry to say, but like, having that amount of stuff on you, like, we just gotta take you in. All that stuff is illegal anyway. So in my state, y'all, right, they got two different things that they got going on. Hold on, it's too bright. So for one, depending on the age, you can get charged between adult and a juvenile. But two, depending on the crime, you can get charged as an adult or a juvenile. Which means if you a juvenile and you do a small little crime or something, you still gonna get charged as a juvenile. Now, if you do something so severe, they can still charge you as an adult. So I'm in the thing, they like, yo, you got caught with a lot of stuff on you. Like, that was a lot. He was like, usually we release the kids to their parents, but you got caught with so much that, and you 17, you 16, you 17, or whatever case may be, they like, we got to charge you as an adult. So I'm like, what you mean charge me as an adult? So they like, the police like, we going to process you, we going to take you in, and then we going to have a van come to ship you out to a correctional facility. Now, I've been through juvenile detention before. I'm pretty sure most of us have. But I ain't never been up the road. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, what? So I'm like, yo, what's up with my boy that was there? They was like, oh, we gonna release him. I got the cuffs on me. I'm sitting down on the bench. So I lean up. I'm like, y'all gonna release him? They was like, yeah, he just gonna get a ticket for his driving or operating a motor vehicle without a license. And, he's a juvenile or whatever. So we just gonna release him to his parents. And that was basically about it. So from that point forward, I already knew that the stuff Ace had, I was going down for it. I'm tight. So they ended up processing me and all that. I tried to call my mama. She ain't pick up the house phone. You get what I'm saying? I don't think she was there at the time. I get downstairs to the basement. I stay a night in the basement at the police center. Well, I stay half a night. And then the police van come and get me. And then they take me up the road. I walk in a correctional facility. They process me through there. They like, man, they reading my chart. They like, man, how old is you? So I'm like, yo, I'm 16. You feel me? I'm just in distraught though. But I'm like, yo, I'm 16. Whatever the case may be. They like, yo, I'm reading your file, your charges, X amount of stuff that you got caught with. They was like, what you was doing? Transporting for the plug? There I go, keeping it P though. I'm like, nah, it was mine. You know what I'm saying? I just messed up. Wrong place, wrong time. The CO dude, they black. He like, man, you out there getting it, huh? He like, and I'm from the city. He like, I ain't even hear about you, youngin'. I'm looking at him like, man, shut the fuck up. You a CO. I'm just tight. So the outside world finally gets some info that I'm locked in jail, right? I think I get to talk to my mama. She already know what's up. I already know she gonna come down to court for me. I already know I got the court thing and all that the next day. Court come. Now, mind you, I told y'all that I done did the juvenile stuff and all that. So I had like some little petty probation, just like little petty stuff going on. So when I get down to the courthouse, I get in front of the judge, my mama there. Guess what the judge say? Cause wait. Hold on. Let me rewind back right quick. So while I was downstairs in the basement, they sent us these little public defenders. So the little public defender talking to us. So they like, man, what's going on? So I'm telling them what's going on. I ain't telling nothing about Ace and all that. So they like, I don't know what they gonna do, but you try to come home today? So I'm like, yeah. So he like, we gonna try to get you a PTA so you can come home. He like, this your first adult charge, so you should be good. They should be releasing you. So I'm like, all right, cool. Fast forward, we get to the judge. Judge looking at me. Public defender plead his side. Public defender asking me to come home on a monitor. Judge is staring at me though. So I'm looking at the judge, my head high, face a little, I ain't got the happiest face, but I'm just looking at him like, judge denied my release. He like, no. He like, listen, young man, after us reading your files and your record, and then us reading right here what you got caught with, and then a police report, he said, I know this stuff ain't your stuff. He like, cause you don't have a bad background, but you not saying nothing. So he like, I see young men like you, since you ain't trying to say nothing, because he was like, it's impossible for somebody at your age to carry this much amount of stuff. You had to be transporting for somebody. So he asked me, he like, do you want to re-talk with your lawyer or your public defender? So I'm like, no, Your Honor. He told me everything. I already know what's going on. I'm just trying to come home. So he like, nah, I'm sorry, but you just gonna have to face this. He denied my release, told me to go back. I'm looking at my mom, I'm shaking my head like, man. So I get sent back to the jail facility, right? I get in there. I talk to a couple people on the inside. I'm talking to this one dude that's helping me get contact in the outside world. So I'm like, man, fuck that. I need you to tell my boys how this nigga did me. Like, so I'm like, I need you to send this message out there. So the dude, Pedro, he like, all right, cool, I got you. I'm gonna tell him what's up. I wasn't too happy with court, so my day was a little bit dragging. I stayed in my cell most of the day. Day ended. Next day, I get to come out my cell. I get to do my regular general population stuff. Boom, now it's time for us to use phone calls. Me, I didn't have the phone call access yet because I just had got in there. Like, I wasn't even in there for a week yet. You get what I'm saying? So my intake didn't even start, really. You get what I'm saying? So I was using my boy shit, Padro shit. Like, after he had did what he did to contact his people to let them know what's up, I was trying to call home myself. He like, yo, you should try to call home yourself and see what's going on. Try to call my mom. Wasn't no answer. So guess what I ended up calling, y'all? Yeah, y'all said it. I ended up calling Ace. So he pick up, he like, yo, what's good, bro? He like, damn, we in a fucked up situation. So I'm like, nigga, you good. You ain't get charged with shit I got charged with. So he like, yo, what's going on, though? So I'm like, I told him what the judge said, how the judge, didn't even want to release me or none of that. Because for one, I was a juvenile, so he didn't want to put no bond on me. It was just crazy. Like, he was trying to teach me a lesson. So Ace like, damn, that's crazy. But mind you, Ace outside on the block. So the other homies like, yo, let me talk to him, see what's going on. So they asking me questions and shit. I'm talking to them, but I'm like, yo, put this nigga Ace back on the phone. So they put him back on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's really going on, though? Because, like, I'm like, you really know what's up. So he like, we ain't going to talk too much about it on the phone, but I got you. When you come home, I got you, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, nigga, you got me. He like, yeah, I got you. So fast forward. I'm like halfway market to my time. Everybody know what's up. I ain't hear from Ace. I ain't really want to hear from him once I already took my time and all that and I settled down. I already had it in my mind what it was going to be. And then that was it. You feel what I'm saying? The nigga had even promised me a car, y'all. He like, yo. He had told me that too on the phone. He like, yo, when you come home, I got you. I'm going to get you a whip and shit. I'm going to get you right. Just trying to finesse me. You know what I'm saying? But I was keeping it P anyway. And nigga ain't had to promise me nothing. So I ended up doing my time. I ain't really gonna tell y'all the shit that happened while I was in jail because that ain't a part of the story. These kisses is good. But I ended up doing my time. Ended up coming home. I ran into Ace like the first week I was home. We talking this shit. He happy as hell I'm home. He like, damn, man, I miss you, bro. You know how we is, man. We like twins out here. We do everything together, man. I ain't get to do a lot of shit while you was in jail. So I'm like, yeah. So the whole time, I'm trying to remember. I'm remembering. I'm not trying to remember. I'm remembering what he said 18 months ago. Cause yeah, I did like 18 months. Nigga, where my motherfucking car? So I asked him that. I'm like, yo, what's up with that car you promised? Y'all know what Ace about to say. Yep. Bullshitting. That nigga just bullshitting. So he like, oh, I had got into a lot of situation after you went to jail. My money got fucked up. I ain't really got it, but I got you. We gonna do our thing out here. I'm like, nah, I don't really want to fuck with you like that. So ever since then, like, me and him, like, stopped being cool. You get what I'm saying? Me and him really stopped being friends. I ain't really had nothing to say about him. And yes, feel me? You live and you do learn. But yo, he ain't had no good luck since, though. You feel me? And everybody in the hood, like, once everybody seen what type of person he was, they already had it made up in their mind that he wasn't no good. You know what I'm saying? He was just a no good dude. He ain't had no good luck after that. Me and him just like, as we got older, we just brushed off each other even more.
What they do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back at the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my mods in the chat, man. We keeping it lit every day, live. Make sure y'all hit the links down below. We got Moose Coffee and HiveMindLabs.com. Opulence Scents, get that 3-wick candle. Let's get into it, man. Shady story, man. You know what? this is what I think about this story. And I'm not even gonna down brother because he just, he did what I've done, what my friend have done. And like I told y'all, man, I'm telling y'all could. I posted a pic of me and my homeboy, um, maybe a couple months ago. He out in Cali doing good, living a sober life and stuff like that, and doing good, touching some M's. But we would have never rolled on each other. We never did. We did some wicked stuff. And when I say, man, it used to go down. Yeah, man. Used to go down. But he's still my best friend because we kept it solid. Even when, so nothing ever happened to me that he went to jail for. He didn't ever go to jail for something I did that fell back on me. He never went to jail. I never went to jail for something he did that fell back on him. Actually, yeah, I have, but we still kept it solid. But it wasn't like, you know, at the end of the day got to end. My fam helped me with a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. When stuff like that happened, so we was good because it was good money. Wasn't nobody broke. But with this dude, homie was a clown. And I know he probably watched this and probably see this. And he probably gonna be like, man, he better not show his face because you did folks dirty. You know? At the end of the day, you gotta be like, hey, that's mine. That's mine. He didn't have nothing to do with that. He was asleep in the car. Why'd you even throw it on him in the first place, first of all? I remember one time, I do remember one time, me and my friend, we was juveniles. And in the city that we live in, or I didn't never live in there, he lived in, police pull you over for anything, and they really hated him to this day. They pulled us over for his headlights, his bright lights being on. So they pulled us over and they started searching us. Like, why y'all gotta search us? Like, so I had some trees in the bag. I had some cigarillos rolled up, ready, and we had some 40 ounces in the trunk because we was finna go to a party. Well, when the police found the trees, you know, I had to say, hey, those are mine. So I took the trees. I got in trouble. I had to go to the police station. My friends got to go home. Well, my friend, his dad had to come pick him up because, mind you, we was all minors. And then we had beer in the car. So it was one dude, he was over 18. He had to go to jail. And he was a crash dummy. He was a weirdo. And he dead now, so hey, I guess he got it. He got the message. Yeah, I stopped liking him too. It's a whole other. I got a story about that why I stopped liking him and why we stopped messing around. And but no, I took the charge. My mama had to go to those weed classes with me. You know what I'm saying? Be in there on a Saturday morning for just like DUI classes. You know what I mean? But for teens, and it's like weed is bad. You know, when you smoke, you won't be able to accomplish anything. Yeah, it was one of them type of classes. So that's how that was. It was cool though. But I do got a friend who used to be my best friend. I won't even call him an ex-best friend because he don't even get that title. But we used to be cool. We used to be tight. But then you start to realize niggas be weirdos. Actually, I knew he was a weirdo but he wasn't never a weirdo to me. He did a lot of shady shit to other people. But when he started doing shady stuff to me, and we was getting older, and I never had to punch on him, but he tried to. He tried me one time, and we was out on a country road driving home from a party, drunk or whatever, and I wasn't even drunk. I was tipsy, and his friend his friend was driving his little Honda. I used to talk about his friend driving that Honda. Well, I didn't even have a car, so why was I talking? But dude kept talking shit. I was like, man, if you got this car, I'll beat your ass. Man, I slammed that fool in the mud, and I wasn't no big person, but shit, I got down for mine. He wasn't about to just bully me. So I had to put them paws on him, and we went home muddy. He had to get in his friend's car, left that bitch muddy. And yeah, man, that was the only altercation we had. But then I remember even getting in the altercation. It was 2 altercations that this fool just sat around and watched me fight. When I got my neck cut, I was getting jumped, and it wasn't no bad deal because I was whooping ass. But I still got my neck cut. Had he helped me fight, it would have been like we probably could have eliminated the situation. Then another time where I said the dude died earlier in the story. Why I don't mess with him? It's because him and his friends tried to jump me over their sister because their sister was trying to, like, when I had just got off work, I was staying with these girls, and I had some beer, and I was drinking my beer, and I went to the restroom, and she came in the restroom trying to get a beer, and I was like, hey, chill. And then she tried to make it seem like I was trying to do something to her. So her brother, dude who died, came in there tripping. So I had to whoop on him, and I had to whoop on another dude, and it was another dude there. I guess that was her boyfriend. And then so like we was outside just scrapping. They only hit me when they got me on the ground. But my friend was there, and my friend was just breaking it up so we could fight. And the girl, she was the only one hitting me because she was like, I don't want to hit you, I don't want to hit you. Then she'll hit me. I just want to knock her goddamn teeth out, but I didn't. And but I should have. But I did knock Sherwood's teeth out. That's one of the dude's name. The other one dude named Jason. He ain't here with us no more. So I never liked him after that. But I seen him once at a party after that, and he wanted to shake my hand. I said, if you come over here, if you come over here, nigga, you gonna be crawling back. So just don't come over here.